women's match number 2 out in the water. Caroline Marks coming in here as the number 3 seed, and C.Simmers, who's already won match number 1 this morning, is going to be facing off against Caroline Marks. And this should be a show of a couple of young professional surfers. First wave is going to be C.Simmers on the backhand. Chooses a left this time. We know how sharp she is on the backhand. Long bomb turn, carving easy off the top there. A little bit of a warble on that left. Still has yet to really pick a spot on this wave for an explosive maneuver. Finish there, goes upside down, incomplete.
Yeah, and looking at this is such an example of a left-hander at lowers where it kind of goes out to sea a little bit and it's really fat on that outside section. And when it hits the shallower section as the cobblestones start to draw off the bottom, it gets kind of funky, like it throws up at you. So you have to be able to adjust and really attack that lip line, maybe a shorter bottom turn into that closeout section because it gets shallow.
Multiple titles throughout your career, and I just want to know, as we watch right now, you see C.Simmers, she's fighting for her first championship title right now. Can you take us back to the first one you won? How difficult was that, and where does that stand in your pantheon of titles?
Yeah, this is this is Katie's 4.83. So Katie, kind of a little bit of a bobble there. There she gets started on this one. So a couple hitches here and there on this rail, is able to compete it with that.
Thank you so much, Lisa Anderson. As we watch now, Caroline Marks ripping into this wave. Back to you in the booth.
All right, Marks on the backhand and going to come up short on that one. So that will not be an advantage to Caroline Marks, who actually held that priority. Good to hear from Lisa Anderson.
Interested to see how the score comes in for Caroline, though. This is the first time we're seeing her up on her board in this matchup. Smooth, easy flow on that first maneuver. Beautiful flow through that second, getting a bit more critical, but definitely missing that opportunity by not riding out of the last.
This second turn, though, Kaipo, was precise, it was quick, and it was right in the best positioning of the wave. Good setup turn, a lot of spray right there, but look at the positioning of the board on the second one. Through the lip line right there, that is so hard to do, and keeping your board positioned well. Unfortunately, right here, just mistimed it a little bit. She catches a rail coming out.
But again, the judges do not deduct. Yeah, looking good so far. Those are big, grippy fins, by the way, those McFanning larges. Here she goes, wave number 2. Marks, patient off the bottom, slash off the top. Lines up, projection snap down the line. Attacks, throws the fins there on turn number 3, and she's going to take advantage of the situation, Rosie.
Yeah, good attack mode there. And just to kind of combo it up with that 5.67.
And these are these medium-sized waves that I was talking about. Great bottom turn, sets things up right there, and then goes fully engaged into the lip line with these last two. How's the positioning of her arms and her hands going into that third turn, too? Get to use the second priority right there, Kaipo.
Rolling in, C.Simmers, and rolling out there. She's wanted to hold on to priority. Didn't like what she saw down the line, so we'll be waiting for that important score for Caroline Marks.
Yeah, that's a big statement right there. Surfing for Team USA as we watch Caroline on her backhand.
Here we go, heat leader Caroline Marks, sharp again with that projection snap. Right through the lip there, glides through that lip glide and forces the third maneuver, but gets the board under her feet, nearly upside down there. Florida, raise up. Got the Florida flag on the beach there, Mitchell.
But I think the body of the work was really at the beginning of the wave, Rosie.
Yeah, and I like that word projection that you use, because that's what she did right there on that maneuver, to keep that speed and upward momentum to get that third maneuver in. So quick transitions in a small amount of space, beautiful flow, and watch her eye line. She's always looking at the lip, looking where she can do her next maneuver, places that board so well, stays up and over it, and really starts to lean in for that third. So she was kind of a little bit behind there, but kept attacking.
You're in the, you sort of got the balance of like losing and you could have won, but I just what it took to get here. That's like part of the journey. I learned so much, and it was a big year for me. Like with that,
C.Simmers, something went wrong.
Yeah, as she's taking off here, you're like, this is it. This is going to be the way that gets Katie past Caroline's scoreline. That's the second time that we've seen her do that today. Just lay that rail on kind of a fatter section where it doesn't have enough pushback to see her complete that maneuver.
Go out there and explore a little bit more. Don't be afraid to look at the inside waves, and it seems like Katie might be looking at a left here, Kibes.
Simmers looks left, winds up off the bottom, hooks off the top there. That's a patient turn for Simmers. And another just carve there. This wave really tapering off and not giving her a ton of opportunity. Maybe something on the inside here. Just cruisy surfing on the backhand. There's a sting there. Finds a little inside double up and finishes off. That gets her back in. I'm gonna go to Rosie Hodge first. What's your thoughts?
Critical approach and punch to it. As she's taking off here, I do like the way that she looks alive. She looks like she's angry. She looks like she needs to kind of up the ante. But it just doesn't have that same steepness with the lip line that she would have been hoping for. And you can even tell in her body language here, she kind of repositions herself on her surfboard, looking for something more critical on this inside section. She does find it a little bit there, but a 6.84, that's got to be the best of the heat so far. I don't know, it'll be close. There were a couple moments that I liked on this wave, but it's up to the judges.
Yeah, just Carvey, I agree with you with the horizontal approach on that wave, Rosie. But Mitchell, she did get a lot of maneuvers in, and there was some flow.
Yeah, and I think the first two maneuvers were quite aggressive for how the sections were. They weren't as vertical as she would have liked to, but she was surfing the wave. It's all about defense. You don't have to win with an 18-point heat total. You got your two scores out of the way. Play some defense.
There he goes. Talk about defense. Played. Priority use here. And now, time to go on the offense. That first snap was nice and vertical, but now this wave going a little tapered on the inside. Remember, Caroline needs to better a 5.67 and needs to ride out in front of the whitewater, centered on her board for that last maneuver to count. So don't think that's going to improve the scoreline. A little bit of opportunity now, Rosie, to Katie Simmers. Great rookie year for Caitlin Simmers. Congratulations, great sportsmanship for Caroline Marks, who will be representing the USA at the 2024 Paris Olympics. She just got her provisional spot there on the USA team, and there's the supporter squad.